So I usually agree with Intrepid's vision when it comes to Ashes of Creation. But recently they made some changes to the Artisan system, some big changes that will literally change the trajectory of some things. Some big things that I don't think need changing. After the Artisan update, Steven got in Discord and confirmed the change that players can now master two, not restricted to both being in the same branch. He then followed up that statement with this, but this is highly likely to be iterated upon. What this means is the system has now changed from allowing you to grandmaster two professions within one of the three artisan skill trees to now being able to grandmaster two different professions within the three artisan skill trees. Example, before you could only grandmaster two from the same artisan class. That means fishing and mining, or alchemy and weaving, or armor smithing and carpentry. This change has made it so I can be a grandmaster of arcane engineering and metalworking, or herbalism and tanning. Steven, listen to me. Iterate upon it, quiz it, test it, examine it, and then get it out of here. When everyone can do everything, no one needs anyone. Said this a few videos ago. Obviously, I know this change wouldn't be allowing us to do everything, but it is more than we expected. All jokes aside though, this isn't a change that I agree with for several reasons. I know New World is a punching bag, but it literally is the perfect game for this example. I always say this, in New World, you can do whatever you want. You wanna be a chef? Call me Q Ramsey. You wanna be a miner? I'm the miner 49er. You need some weapons? Hey my man, step in this dark alley down this way because I got what you need. You can do it all. And I understand that this change isn't to the New World extent, but I think a lot of us really enjoyed the thought behind gatherers gather the best, processors process the best, and now crafters craft the best. Having that specialization really carves out who we plan on being in Ashes of Creation. Yeah, you can have more than one profession and even be great at it in real life, but if I'm looking for a doctor because I sprained my ankle, I don't really care that they could also be my dentist. Now, that's not to say that that information won't be and couldn't be useful in the right situation, but people are put in certain boxes in society, and that's all right. If you want fast food, you'll go to McDonald's. If you want to work out, you'll go to a gym. If you want to see your old high school classmates, you'll go to Walmart, right? And if you want a good MMO, you'll go to Intrepid. Hey, bro, I didn't cook. Hey, I kind of... Look, man, all I'm saying is it's nice to have people doing their certain specializations. I actually brought in my primary care doctor to speak on this subject.
But yeah, when I saw that, I didn't really like it at face value, and it got me thinking, why? Did they internal test it and realize that there needed to be some balance? Are they trying to cater to casuals more now? Or does Steven have some reason why they're changing things? I mean, I've been convinced on stuff before. For example, the inventory system with the Tetris stuff. Didn't really like that going into it, but then when he explained, oh, it's actually because, you know, there are all these systems behind it, and we got to see a bit of them in the last showcase. So maybe there's something behind it, but you know, maybe there's not, and that's going to be interesting to find out. And I know we're going to test it a lot in Alpha 2. Maybe there's some kind of min-maxer benefit if you both of your masteries in the same skill tree. Something like that. I made a video about how I like the interdependence this system is going to cause, how you can't be anything and everything, that people are going to have to work together. And it raises the question, you know, hey, if we're going this direction, why stop at 2 masteries? Why not bump it up to 3, 4? Or why not back it down to 1? It'll be interesting to test, and I can't wait to watch some more SticQeno videos so he can tell me how to feel about things. Thanks for having me on, Q. You're the man.
I also think a change like this goes against the goal of having a more social environment. Going back to my doctor analogy, If you know what you need from your doctor during your visit with them, and you recently find out that they're also a dentist, you'll probably inquire with them to get all of your dental needs met as well, if you like your doctor. This now literally stops you from going home, looking up a dentist, calling your dentist, making an appointment, going to that appointment, and creating that relationship with the orthodontist that'll last that one visit months or years. The way that this translates is, if I'm proficient in lumber milling and I now have the chance to be proficient in carpentry, why would I go out and look for someone to be good at carpentry for me? I wouldn't. This would then isolate players into doing things alone up until the point where they need help from other players, whereas before, you could be great at lumber milling and something else in that tree. You'd need to find someone to do carpentry for you at the highest level because you couldn't do it yourself before. This is where the relationship and socializations come in. Now, you have to go out into the world, talk to others, build a relationship, maintain that relationship, and be part of something bigger than yourself. If this change remains, sure, you might not be the best at lumberjacking, but you'll probably be able to find someone to fulfill that role for you, and then you can take the rest of the problems on by yourself. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll need to maintain that lumberjacking relationship the same way you'd have to maintain other relationships if this change didn't occur. But what it does is it makes it easier for us. I think not having this change is the way to go, as it really makes us rely on the people around us. Who in your guild is doing what? No one here can help out? Okay, what's next? Who can I ask? What friends can I make? Figuring all of that out is gonna show you who really wants to go that extra mile to get things done. I also wanted to clear the profession talk up and even talk about tiers. Roshan said this recently in the Discord. All players can be a novice in all 22 professions. Apprentice is up to 5 professions, Journeyman is up to 4, Master and up to 3, Grandmaster and up to 2. We're gonna flip this to explain what this means. So, you can become a Grandmaster in up to 2 professions. On your way to becoming a Grandmaster though, in whatever 2 professions, you will also master those professions, taking up those 2 master slots. Example, if I want to become a grandmaster in herbalism and fishing, I can do that. But since I've become a grandmaster in those professions, I've also mastered them. So this now leaves 1 master profession. We can become a journeyman in up to 4 professions, but since we've already grandmastered 2 and mastered an additional 1, that means we would have already become a journeyman in 3 different professions, leaving out 1. So, in conclusion, you can become a grandmaster in 2 professions, a master in an additional profession, a journeyman in an additional profession, an apprentice in an additional profession, and you'd be a novice in the rest of the professions. Now, remember, I broke this down as if you're planning to reach that grandmaster stage. You could be planning to become a master in 3 different professions, and you can still do just that. I think when we're talking about tiers, tier 1 is novice, tier 2 is apprentice, tier 3 is journeyman, tier 4 is master, and tier 5 is grandmaster. Not 1000% sure, but going off of the wiki where it says a character will be able to achieve up to tier 3 or tier 4 proficiency in professions that are not mastered, translation would be a character will be able to achieve up to journeyman, tier 3, or master, tier 4 proficiency in professions that are not master, but not master as in tier 4, but master as in grandmaster. Again, I could be wrong, but this makes sense to me. Let me know what you think though. I will say, I haven't played anything since Alpha 1, so I am willing to try it out. It's just tough because this is all we knew up until recently. Change could be good though, and I'm not 100% against it. Just like 99%. It just doesn't seem like it's the right move when I first think about it. This change could be because they want players to explore their options more and not feel as if they're locked out of doing certain things, which is understandable. Remember when we got the Freehold showcase? How many people were mauling because they thought that showcase was confirmation that they'll never be able to come across the Freehold. For those that want to do more processing but don't feel as if they'd be able to get a Freehold, maybe they opened it up so they could have other options. I'm not sure. We know Intrepid is good when it comes to feedback, so if you're an Alpha 2 tester, make sure you get on in there and let them know your opinions. It's cool though, because it's all still in testing, so nothing is 100% locked in. I am looking forward to testing out the new system. I'm really curious about what it'll do to the world, the people in the world, and obviously the social aspect. But I guess we would have to get both to compare, right? I don't know, maybe that's something they'll try out in Alpha 2. I will say the social aspect isn't something that I necessarily want to compromise, but again, we'll wait and we'll see. What are your thoughts on the Artisan system changing? Please let your man know in the comment section below. Yo, few days left to hop on in the raffle to win an Alpha 2 key, so make sure you do that. All right, if you are looking to create an Ashes of Creation account, feel free to use my link in the description. If you're looking for a Discord to come chill, kick it in, come join ours, man. Really cool vibes. If you want to stay up to date with me, feel free to follow me on Twitter and Twitch, where I stream the live monthly updates. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.